Okay, we're recording. Okay, so how does the EU view Turkey's emerging role?
It's hard to say because the EU is 27 countries and they all have different views. Where I sit in the part of Brussels dealing with foreign policy, we view it very positively. This active approach of Turkey in the region, solving problems with its neighbours, including with its European neighbours like Greece and Bulgaria, that can only be positive.
And where does the EU stop? Where's the natural growth limit of the EU? Is Turkey a welcome member?
Well, I once wrote an article in which I said, in which I forecast that in 50 years' time, the debate in the European Union would be about whether the European Union ended where there were Roman remains or where there were Greek remains. And the real answer is, it's for us to choose.
And there are Roman remains in the Middle East, Lebanon.
Well, there are Greek remains in Afghanistan.
Okay, so there we go. And what are the major challenges facing countries wanting to join the EU now? I mean, you've got the Balkan region as well.
This is the big challenge to join the European Union. The European Union is a community of law, and there are two essential things. First of all, any country joining must have the capability of implementing European law, which is actually pretty big and pretty complicated. And it requires quite a sophisticated administration. And it requires an administration of justice, for example, which is reliable and trusted by everybody. The second thing that is vital in joining the European Union is it requires the member states to adopt a different approach to international relations, not a zero-sum game approach. If you're going to operate in a community of 27, then you have to live by compromise. And so for me, those are the two key things that really matter.
And would you say Turkey's foreign policy at the moment is consistent with that living by compromise approach?
I think that Turkey in a number of areas has got some way to go in terms of the internal reforms in Turkey, which have been remarkable in the last 10 years, absolutely dramatic. But nevertheless, I think there's still some more to do there. And for the second part, does the culture of compromise exist? By the way, it's been difficult for some European countries, not least my own, to understand this culture of compromise. Does that exist? The answer there depends on who you're talking to in Turkey, which parts of the Turkish system you're dealing with.
And as the EU, how difficult is it to formulate a sort of consistent foreign agenda which countries have to sort of subscribe to?
Well, I think it's... I see a strengthening of European foreign policy. The European Union has got 1,500 police and judges in Kosovo at the moment, although remarkably not every country in Europe recognises Kosovo. We've got a flotilla of ships dealing with pirates off the coast of Somalia, and we have agreements with countries in East Africa to deal with the trials of pirates. So it's amazing how much we do, much that nobody has ever heard of. And all of this is agreed by unanimity at 27. And that's why you need a culture of compromise for it to work.
And the current crisis facing the euro, how much does that threaten the EU project in your view?
Well, this is now a very important moment in Europe. I think that this question of the euro is not going to be resolved tomorrow. It's probably going to have a role in European thinking for the next year, for the next 2 years maybe, something like that. But these problems have to be sorted out. Normally, a crisis is a moment when you either die or get stronger. And my guess is that the European Union will get stronger out of the current crisis with the euro, out of the Lisbon Treaty, and that will make us more equipped to enlarge.
And how big is the chance of dying?
Oh, I think it's rather small, actually.
That's great. Thank you very much.